the type 1 PDE, right? How to solve the type 1 PDE. So type 1 PDE is a very basic PDE which contains only P and Qs, right? So it contains only P and Qs. So P and Qs means P and Qs are nothing but the first order derivatives, right? So P and Qs are nothing but the first order derivatives. So P is nothing but dou z by dou x, where z is the dependent variable and x is the independent variable. So differentiating the dependent variable z with respect to x, that is denoted by P. Similarly, Q is nothing but dou z by dou y. So this you know already. So in type 1 PDE, right, we have only P and Qs. So we have only P and Qs means there is no z, there is no x, there is no y. But you may tell, sir, P and Qs have z and x. Yes, inside P and Q, z, x, y are there. But explicitly in the equation, in the PDE, P and Q, only P and Qs are available, right? So if such a case is there, then that type is called as type 1 PDE. And last class itself I explained how to solve this type of PDE. For example, this we have seen this example last class, right? So this equation is of the form P plus Q equals to PQ. So which is of type 1 because here only P and Qs are present. There is no X, Y, Z in the PDE. Then we have to assume that the complete solution is like this. Z equal to Ax plus By plus C. But here they put a complete integral is, but anyway, mathematically we can't write this is complete integral like this. We can say the solution of the equation may be of this form. We can't say this is a complete integral because here how many arbitrary constants? A, B, C. 3 arbitrary constants are there, right? But 3 arbitrary constants are there, but in the complete integral there will be only 2 arbitrary constants. So we call this as a assumption, call it as a solution, right? Now how to make this solution as a complete solution, that is important. So right, so we can assume the solution may be like this. If this is a solution of the PDE, then how to make it as a complete solution where it has equal number of independent variables and equal number of arbitrary constants. So with this assumption, z equal to Ax plus By plus C, right? We just differentiate this solution, right? Whatever we assume, right? Then we get dou z by dou x is equals to A. If you differentiate this with respect to x, right? Then we will get dou z by dou x is equals to A. If you differentiate this, that is nothing but P. That is nothing but P. Similarly, if you differentiate the same thing with respect to Q, then what happens? You will get P equal to A and Q equal to B. So we have small p is equals to A. We have small p equals to A, comma, small q equals to B. That is dou z by dou x equals to A and dou z by dou y is equals to B. Right? Now, you have to put that condition P equals to A and Q equals to B in the given PDE. Then we will get a relation A plus B equals to AB. How this relation comes? From this we get P equals to A and Q equals to B. From this we will get P equals to A and Q equals to B. And then substituting P equals to A and Q equals to B in the original equation, and then you will get this relation. From this relation, what you have to do now, we have to find B in terms of A or A in terms of B. Usually B in terms of A we are following, right? So if you write B in terms of A, taking A B this side and take B outside and take all the A terms other side, now we can write B equals to A by A minus 1. Once we get this, you have to substitute the thing in the solution. That is the assumed one. See, this is the assumed one. From this only we get this, from this we get this, again from that we get this, and from that only we get this relation. Again we get throw the same thing to our assumption. Then in place of z, z is there. In place of ax, ax is there. But in place of by, in place of b, we substitute a by a minus 1 and we put y and then we put c. So now if you see in final one, z equals to ax plus a by a minus 1 y plus c, we have two independent variables x and y and two arbitrary constants a and c. So the number of arbitrary constants equal number of independent variable. So this solution can be called as complete solution or complete integral. Complete solution or complete integral, right? So this I already explained in the last class itself, but unfortunately we have only two online classes with 1 week gap, so that I am explaining once again. And then finding the general solution is very simple. What we have to do after finding the complete solution, right? After finding the complete solution, in place of c, we have to put f of a. So this is a step to find the general solution. So in general solution, there won't be any arbitrary constant, right? Instead of it, arbitrary function will replaced. So in complete solution, we have arbitrary constants, but in general solution, we have the arbitrary constants replaced by arbitrary function. So c is replaced by f of a, right? Then we have to differentiate this equation with respect to a. So you may think, sir, how a is a constant, but here we have to assume a is a variable, and you have to differentiate this equation, right? This equation with respect to a, then we get this one. Then we get this one. And by simplifying, we get this. After this, we write this simple line always, eliminating a between equation 3 and equation 2. Equation 2 gives the general solution. So here there is no need to solve. One time you have to differentiate and you get back and you get this format, and then you can write this line always. That is equation 2 and 3, we get the general solution. Then problem over. So this we have seen in the last class, right? So now you are also going to see the type 2 format, right? So one. Right, now we will see type 2. So type 2 format is an important format because that is noted by a name. So type 2 PDE is called as Claude's form PDE, So examination point of view also, type 2 is very, very important. So type 2 PDE, which is of the standard form, z equals to px plus qy plus some function of p and q. So now you can see what is the difference between type 2 and type 1. See, in type 1, it contains a PDE of only p and q. Only p and q. But now, here you can see that it is of a form z equals to px plus qy. So this is standard. So type 2 means it always starts with z, and right hand side px plus qy should be there. Then after that, any function of p and q will be there. So it may be like this. For example, you can see this function. Example. Z equals to px plus qy, and then p square q square. So p square q square is nothing but some function of p and q. P square q square is nothing but some function of p and q. Right? So I just wait. So now you can see this p square q square is nothing but some function of p and q. Sorry. Some function of p and q. So it may be p square q square or p square plus q square, whatever it may be. But in type 2 means this first three terms z, px and qy should present. Then after that, whatever may be the function of p and q. It may be sin p plus cos q, or p square plus q square, or p into q, or p plus q, whatever it may be. But the first three terms should be standard in type 2 Clair's form PDE. Now, how to find complete solution for this, right? So here, very simple. Finding complete solution is very simple. Here also we have to assume the same assumption. The solution should be of the form z equals to ax plus by plus c. We have to assume that the solution of the type 2 PDE is of the form z equals to ax plus by plus c. But we can't call it this as a complete solution because it has three arbitrary constant. So now how to make it as a complete solution? Again, same procedure. Whatever you have seen in type 1. Differentiating this equation with respect to x and y, then we get a relation p equals to a and q equals to b. Then we get a relation p equals to a and q equals to b. So as I told already in type 1, here also you have to substitute the same thing in the original equation. In place of a, in place of p, we put a. In place of q, we put small p. Then what will happen? It will be like this. Z equals to px becomes ax, qy becomes by, and p square q square become a square b square. Now look at this. What we have done so far, we simply substituted p equals to a, q equals to b. And you look at the equation, right? So this equation containing two arbitrary two variable independent variables and two arbitrary constants a and b. See, we are at least in type 1 we made that some simplification. We write b in terms of a and then we substituted. But here very simple. In place of p you put small a. In place of q you put small b. Straight away from the equation, whatever the question is given, right? Px plus qy plus a, p square plus q square. Straight away if you put p equals to a and q equals to b and p square is a square and q square is b square, automatically straight away you will get the complete solution. Because as per the definition of complete solution, the number of independent variables should be equals to the number of arbitrary constants. So here two arbitrary constants and two independent variables. So in type 2, finding complete solution is very simple. Straight away you can find, right? By simply replacing p equals to a and q equals to b. Then finding general solution, same procedure we have to follow as in type 1. We have to put the one of the arbitrary constants. So b, so there we put c equals to function of a. So here b is there, so b equals to function of a. So wherever b is there, we write it as function of a. Then we have to differentiate this equation with respect to a. So the differentiation of z with respect to a is 0. Differentiation of ax with respect to a is x. Try to understand, when you differentiate with respect to x, a will come. But now we are differentiating with respect to a. So x will come, right? Then phi of a is a function of a, so that is become phi dash of a. Just like phi of x become phi dash of x, here phi of a becomes phi dash of a. So similarly, y becomes a constant now, so that is here. This is a square, right? Phi of a the whole square. You have to use UV method. So phi of a the whole square can be written as 2 phi of a phi dash of a. This is something like x square can be written as 2x. So phi of a square can be written as 2 times phi of a, and a phi of a have to be differentiated, so that becomes phi dash of a plus phi of a the whole square is as it is. Differentiating a square becomes 2a. Differentiating a square becomes 2a, right? So whatever x you have to do, phi of x or x square, same thing here you have to use for a square and phi of a. But after doing all these things, only simple thing, no need to solve hereafter. You just write this line, eliminating a between equation 2 and 3 gives the general solution. Right? So in type 2 Clair's form, that is in the form of z equals to ax plus by plus some function of a and p and q, finding the complete solution is very simple. General solution also, you write these two lines, then you will get the answer. But the important thing is in type 2 is you can find a singular solution. What is singular solution? It's complete solution having arbitrary constant, general solution having arbitrary function. But if you are able to find a solution which doesn't contain any arbitrary constant or arbitrary function, simply a relation between z and x and y. So in the final equation, or in the final solution, only z and x and y should be present. So if it is there, then we call that solution as the singular solution, right? So if a solution having arbitrary constants, then we call it as a complete solution. If a solution having arbitrary functions like phi of a or phi dash of a, then we call it as a general solution. But if you are able to eliminate both arbitrary constant and arbitrary functions in the complete solution or in the general solution, and then if you are able to find a solution without arbitrary constant, arbitrary function, then that solution is called as singular solution, right? So here we already know complete solution, because here we don't know general solution. We just write only this line. So we can take the complete solution. From complete solution, we can able to find singular solution, right? I will tell you the procedure. Very simple, straightforward procedure. So here, what is the complete solution? Any of you tell? What is the complete solution? Z equals to? Anyone of you tell? Here, what is the complete solution? Z equals to? Or you see the screen now? What is the complete solution here? Anybody? I already told in the class itself. In the offline class also told. If anybody replied, right? All these things are taken into consider when I decide your internal marks. Okay, anyone of you tell me. What is the complete solution here?
Ax plus by plus a square plus b square.
Plus C.
Ax plus by plus a square b square, right? So that is the complete solution. So this is the complete solution.
Yes, sir.
Now in this conclusion, you assume a and b as a variable, and try to differentiate, right? So here only they are writing differentiating one means the complete solution partially with respect to a and b. So just like you are differentiating so far partially with respect to x and y, dou z by dou x and dou z by dou y, now you differentiate the equation with respect to a and b, right? So if you differentiate the equation with respect to a and b, z is a function of x and y only, not a. So if you differentiate z with respect to a, it becomes 0. And then ax, if you differentiate, it becomes x, because a is a variable, x is a constant here. If you differentiate with respect to a, both b and y are like a constant, so constant becomes 0. And then a square into b square. So here b square is considered as a constant, but it is in product, so b square is as it is. And differentiation of a square is 2a. Differentiation of a square is 2a, right? So from this, we can get a relation x is equals to minus 2ab square. X is equals to minus 2ab square, right? Now, again, you have to differentiate the same equation with respect to b. So in that case, dou z by dou b 0, because z is not a function of b. Ax also becomes 0 because both a and x are independent of b, so it becomes 0. Then in by, y is coming, because b is a variable, y is like a constant, so by, y will come in. Then in a square b square, here a square is something like a constant, so a square is as it is. And if you differentiate b square with respect to b, something like x square becomes 2x, here b square becomes 2b, b square becomes 2b, right? So from these two things, we'll get x is equals to, from this you will get, right? From this you will get x is equals to a square. Taking x on one side, taking this 2ab square on the other side, you will get this. Similarly, here you take 2a square b on the other side, you will get this. So now in place of x and y, you can write this. Otherwise, you try to simplify in another manner, try to write like this, right? So you just divide these two things, x and y. So you are getting two equations. One is this, another is this. Equation 4 and 5. Just divide 4 by 5. Just divide 4 and 5. So x by y become minus 2ab square divided by 2a square b. So here 1b will cancel. Similarly, this a and this a will cancel. and minus 2 cancel. So now we have, right? So when you cancel this square, b, and this you cancel this square and a, and you cancel minus 2 and minus 2. So now what we have? We have b in the numerator and a in the denominator. So that is here b by a. So xy equals to b by a. So mathematically, if two things are equivalent, that is equivalent to a constant always. If two things are equivalent, then that is equivalent to a constant. That constant is be a taken as k. That constant can be taken as k. So mathematically, if two ratios are equal, two ratios a by b equal to c by d, then that is equivalent to some value, constant value. That value they put it as k. That value they put it as k. So now x by y equals to b by a. Now you can write the same thing as x by b equals to x by b is equals to y by a by doing the cross multiplication. By doing the cross multiplication. So x by b equals to y by a equals to k. From that you can write x is equals to b into k, y equals to a into k. So x is equals to b into k, y equals to a into k, or you can write a equals to y by x or b equals to x by x. Because ultimately what we need, we have to remove the arbitrary constants. So we remove a and b. So if you put x is a equals to y by x and b equals to x by x, right, in the equation 4. So what is the equation 4? This is equation 4. X equals to minus 2ab square. So in place of a, you can substitute y by x. They are taking this 1 here, right? So in place of a, you can put y by x. In place of b, you can, in place of small b, right, you can put x by y. So here b square means x square by y square. From that, you can able to find what is that? K. K is nothing but minus, right? From this, you will get what is k. K is nothing but minus 2xy 1 by 3. Minus 2xy 1 by 3. Now what you have to do, right? You have to substitute that k value here. That k value here. Then now you can write a in terms of y with x and y, b in terms of x with x and y, right? So here they substitute here, or you can do some more simplification, then also you can substitute, right? Right. So but best thing is here itself you can substitute, right? Here itself you can substitute x by the k value is this, and y by the k value is this, right? Once you substitute this, after substitution you substitute x a value and b value in the original complete solution, right? After finding a equals to x by some x power y, x into y 1 by 3, and b is xy xy by xy into y by 3, right? So a in terms of x and y, b in terms of x and y, right? After you found using this relation, you substitute, right? So in place of k, you substitute this value. Here also in place of k, you substitute this value. After substituting, substitute a value and b value in the original complete solution. Then you will get a nice equation like this. You will get a nice equation like this, which contains only x, y's and z's, right? That is nothing but the singular solution of the PDE. Because what is singular solution? A singular solution means which doesn't contain any arbitrary constant or any arbitrary function. Doesn't contain any arbitrary constant or any arbitrary function, right? So here this part is a little bit difficult, right? This part is a little bit difficult, but this is only a simplification. This is not any differential integration. This is only mathematical simplifications, right? So you try to understand this. Only simple substitution and cross multiplication and substitutions, right? Okay, so keep that in your mind. So I think this problem I see in the offline class, right? So examination point of view also this is very, very important. AU means Anna University. This problem also costs 2 or 3 times, right? Okay, so So this is an example of our type 2. But again, I will explain the type 2 using this example, because this example also very simple. But only thing is, when I work it out the same problem in class, that is in the board, it will be a nice one, right? But anyway, here it's a different one. But anyway, I try to solve as it is in the whiteboard, right? So follow for the second problem, right? So this problem I solved in the class itself. So now I try to solve the same problem just like as in the class, right? So wait a minute. So I just copy the problem first and then start solving. Go to the whiteboard. So this is the problem. Z equals to px plus qy plus p square plus q square plus pq. Right? Z equals to px plus qy plus p square plus q square to pq. So this is of type 2. Why it is of type 2? Because, or otherwise called as Clair's form. This is of type 2. Why it is called type 2? Because started with z, right? Started with z, and then px plus qy is there, okay, and then after that some function of p and q is there. So this is for type 2. So if this type 2, we can straight away write, right, by substituting p equals to a and q equals to b. By substituting p equals to a and q equals to b in the original PDE, then we will get the complete solution directly. Z equals to px means ax, qy means by, p square means a square, p into q means a into b, q square means b square. So straight away finding complete solution is easier. But the thing is how to find the singular solution. How to find the singular solution. That is very, very important. So now for that we have to write z equals to ax plus by plus a square plus ab plus p square. So this is the complete solution. So in order to find singular solution, what we have to do? We have to differentiate this. We have to differentiate this with respect to a and b. With respect to a and b, you have to differentiate both the things with respect to a and b. Differentiate. Right? So now first you differentiate this with respect to a. Then what will happen? 0, and it is x. X plus, since this is with respect to a, we're differentiating with respect to a, b and y is a constant, so it becomes 0, and then a square becomes 2a. Just like x square becomes 2x, here you are differentiating with respect to a, become 2a, and then ab becomes b. Because when you're differentiating with respect to a, b is something like a constant. So a into b means differentiation of a is 1, then multiplication b is come as it is, and then plus this becomes 0. This becomes 0. So now we have a nice equation, that is 2a plus b is plus x equals to 0, or simply you write this equation as 2a plus b is equals to minus x. Right? So now again differentiating the same thing with respect to y. Sorry, with respect to b. Then what happened? Again left hand side is 0 because z is not a function of x, a and b, it is function of x and y only. Then ax becomes 0 because we are differentiating with respect to b, so it becomes 0. When you differentiate by, then y will come. Now y is like a constant, so y will come. And then a square, again 0. A into b come as a into b come as a, and b square becomes 2b. b square becomes 2b. So now from this what you get? 2b plus a, 2b or a plus 2b is equals to minus y. Right? So now hereafter how to proceed? Hereafter how to proceed? Very simple. What you need a in terms of x and y, b in terms of x and y, so that you can replace a and b with xy with x and y's in the complete solution. Now listen carefully. So what is the first equation? 2a plus b equals to minus x. So I name this equation as equation 1. I name this equation as equation 2. Now I want to multiply 2 with equation 1. 2 with equation 1. Then what will happen? 2 with equation 1. 2 into 2a into 2 becomes 4a. 2 into b becomes 2b. And minus x become minus 2x. And I didn't change anything in the equation number 2. Is it as it is? A plus 2b is equals to minus y. Right? So now what you have to do now? Very simple. Subtract these two things. Subtract these two things. Subtract. What will happen? 4a minus a is 3a. 2b minus b is 0 because 2b minus 2b is 0. And here this is minus 2x. Right? So this is minus of minus. So this is 4. sorry. This is minus. This is y. Right? So this is 3a is equals to minus 2x. 3a is equals to minus 2x. Minus of minus plus y. In other words, I can write this as a is equals to minus 2x plus y divided by 3. Right? So minus 2x is as it is. So 2b cancel out. 4a minus a is 3a. 2x minus. So this is minus 2x. Minus of minus become plus. So minus 2x plus y. So 3a is equals to minus 2x plus y. Otherwise a can be written as minus 2x plus y by 3. Right? So this gives a in terms of x and y. This gives a in terms of x and y. Now you substitute this equation to here. Right? Then you can find b in terms of x and y. B in terms of x and y. That is one way. Other way is whatever we did now. That is multiplying 2 in equation 1. Instead of that, you can multiply 2 with equation 2 and 1 as it is. Then 2a will cancel. Then you will get b value directly, just like here. So that is one way. Otherwise, you can substitute directly this a value here. Then you can get b value in place of x and y. In place of x and y. If you do that, then only so these things will arrive. A equals to y minus 2x by 3 and b is equals to x minus 2y by 3. Right? So these two can't come directly. Right? You have to use that simple idea. That only they are using cross multiplication. Same rule of cross multiplication. That only I did there. Instead of cross multiplication, I just solve because this is a two equation, two unknowns. So I just solve finding a and b directly. So once you find a and b directly like this, with respect to x and y and with respect to x and y, right? Then directly you can substitute that thing in the complete solution. In the complete solution where? 1 minute. In the complete solution here. So wherever a is there, you substitute y minus 2x by 3. Wherever b is there, you can substitute x minus 2y by 3. Then automatically you will get nicely this equation and do some simplification. Right? finally you'll get some nice equation. But if you see right from here to here, right, only x, y, z's are there. There is no arbitrary constant, there is no arbitrary function. So this is the final solution. What we are get is called as singular solution, where singular solution is a type of solution, because when you solve a PDE, you will get different types of solution, right? Not only different solution, you will get different types of solutions. One is complete solution, another general solution, and this is singular solution. It doesn't have any arbitrary constant or arbitrary functions. Right? So I hope these two examples are help you to understand the type 2 PDE. Right? So in the next class we can see the type 3 PDE and type 4. Right? So type 3 PDE, I just give only the idea. Right? So you can discuss the next class. But I just give you one simple introduction to type 3. Right? So type 3 is of the form z equals to the function of z, p and q's. Right? So what is type 1? In type 1 we have function of p and q's. Function of only p and q's is equals to 0. Right? But in type 3, right, z is also joint. Z is also joint. So in type 3 PDEs, we have z, p and q's in any form. It may be z square plus p square plus q square equals to 0, or z equal to sin x sin p plus cos q, whatever it may be. So whatever it may be, but it may be a function containing these three terms. All right. So that only third one. So it has a special type of solving step procedure is there, right? So that we will see tomorrow, because even in the those who studied offline classes, the same way we followed. So this type 3 and type 4 are similar to type 3. So these two things we will see in the next class, right? So now we'll take the oral attendance, right? You give your attendance, first oral attendance, then once after say class is over, right, you can type your name and number, right, in